You're listening to the Time to Talk podcast with Lewis and Reiss.
Stop wanking the camera.
There's no camera here.
Ooh,
They can't see me.
That's why you're wanking.
Exactly.
I see.
Reiss, how are you?
Hot. Maybe too hot.
Might be.
Oh.
It's not even that hot today, to be fair. What's the temperature today? The temperature right now is... Okay, it's 24 degrees.
24 degrees, and it feels like what?
No, it's just 24.
And it says feels like
22. So it feels less than it actually is.
Yeah, but they're not in a greenhouse.
It's not a bloody greenhouse.
I said open it and you vote. Oh my lord.
Because I don't want to hear all the outside sounds.
Hi everyone, he's trying to fucking sweat me to death.
Hi everyone, Reiss is being a bitch, as always. Can you stop doing that, please?
So I'm in the altitude of Mexico versus England.
Hey, yeah, how do you think I feel? I live here every day of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not cute. Reiss is currently using a leopard print fan because he's an absolute gay boy.
The girls love it. Do they?
Yeah, when gay boys do it.
Oh, they might like me then. I'll fake it till I make it.
That's what I've been doing for the last 28 years.
Speed up the slumber party. Oh, can I take turns with the dildo?
I don't share my dildo, how dare you?
Share theirs.
I don't want to share theirs.
I would.
Oh, come on.
Disgusting.
Absolutely vile. How are you doing?
Other than being too hot, I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm alright. It feels like 645 years since we last did an episode of this podcast.
That is very true. The videographer got shot.
Oh, she didn't get shot. She decided to just move on from the podcast, which is fair. You know, this is a little thing that no one gets paid for, so you know, it's you're gonna make your own decisions and all that stuff. But you know, she was very helpful for three years.
Yeah, she was the glue.
She literally was like she did help us a lot on this podcast, keeping us on track and putting us in frame. But
yes,
we've gone back to, for now, not being able to see our beautiful faces.
Eventually, we'll be getting rid of the podcast completely and doing in-life vlogs. We got a football one coming up where Lewis is going to try to score past me.
Which is going to be light work.
Fucking no chance.
Okay, so here's what we'll do then. So I'll do that challenge because that's a challenge that you think that I can't do.
Challenge.
Yeah, you can do a bakery challenge.
Deal. You can't see it. We shook hands. His hands are very sticky from wanking so much.
There we go. That was a nice sticky handshake. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do the football one. You can do a bakery one. We'll both make a loaf of bread and see who comes out better.
Pretty easy. All right.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
You can't use the bread machine there.
I'll have raw bread, mate. Don't worry about it.
You don't want that.
I will.
It's not very good for anyone. We'll get an independent adjudicator.
Who the fuck's that gonna be?
I don't know. Someone who likes eating fucking bread. That can't be one of us.
Okay.
I'm sure if I said to someone, "You've got fresh bread here to eat," they'll be around here in a flash.
Yeah.
So,
probably.
Light work. But yeah, so then we've got turkey in
August.
just under 5 weeks, just over 5 weeks. So that'll be fun. We'll be recording some stuff over in Turkey.
Yes. Lewis will be showing us how to pick up gay men in Turkey.
There probably are no
Without
openly
getting
gay
killed.
men. Exactly. There's probably no openly gay men in Turkey, but you know, we move. I'll show you how to sink 3 Jaeger bombs and not get sick.
Me?
I don't know, just the people.
I was gonna say.
The people TM.
I'll outdrink you, piece of piss.
Oh, but I don't doubt that for a second. I can drink well, but I can't do it as much anymore.
Yeah, I am starting to get hangovers now.
It's just like, and hangovers just go on for far too long now.
But the crazy thing is, say if I stick to just Guinness all day, I have Guinness shits the next day, but I'm pretty much okay. If I mix the next day, oof.
But I think that's what a lot of people have said that. For me, if I stuck to, I don't know, cider, for example, I'll be relatively fine the next day. But I think where the problem comes is when people are like, "Oh, I'll have a cider now." Then I'll have like a rum and coke. Then I'll have like
shots
or something.
Sambuca.
Yeah, I think that's just where the problems start to come
Is
about.
tequila your choice of shot?
Not
Thank
even.
God.
So the other day when I was at the work barbecue, I said to the guy, "Oh, have you got any baby Guinness shots?" He was like, "No, unfortunately we don't have any Tia Maria." I said, "Fine." I said, what other shots have you got? He said, he started off by going Sambuca and tequila.
Right,
I said, stop right
Sambuca,
there.
yes.
No, absolutely not. I can't do it.
I like it.
I mean, I had one night out years ago. I think it was boxing night. I was in prison. That showed how long ago it was. And and I was given a shot of Sambuca, and I remember after I did the shot, I felt warm. Ran to the toilet, chundered.
Pussy, man.
I think it's just the aniseed, like the everything. Nah, I can't do it, man.
Tequila though has me on the ropes all the time.
Tequila is fucked up, and the only time I enjoyed tequila somewhat was when I was in Mexico, but that's because it's like
authentic,
like, and also I had like tequila sunrise, tequila lemonade. It wasn't just tequila.
Yeah.
But I don't do tequila. I'd rarely do shots. Like I couldn't do a shot of vodka. A shot of vodka is evil.
So what do you do then? You have to do a shot. You do Jaeger.
Baby Guinness, Jaeger. I could probably do a shot of rum. Maybe spiced rum I could do a shot of.
I said this story before, but we done a whole night of Jaeger bombs before in Spoon and Stops.
Oh,
yeah, mate, this is bad. I remember like blacking out. We all blacked out every single one of us. Yeah,
probably after shot number 2.
Mate, we spent some dough. Anyway, my main memory of that is I was kissing a girl. No, so before that, I said to a girl, "Oh, I think you're attractive." Later on the night, I get with her friend, and her friend goes, "Oh, you thought my friend was attractive?" And I remember saying, "Nah, it's because I wanted to get closer to you. I wanted to use her to get to you." Anyway, later on that night, same girl, upstairs, second floor, kissing thingy. I'm kissing her. I'm like, I was going to the toilet, go into the toilet, get sick everywhere. We're not.
Were you in the cubicle or not?
Nah.
Oh.
Looky, man. Says you got to leave. I said, yeah. As I'm going, like walking out, I get sick all over, coming out. I've got chewing gum, so it's alright. So I go out, get in a taxi, get sick outside the window of the taxi. Tries to charge me the cleaning fee. I dispute it. I said on the Uber, so I told him I'd get travel sickness to slow down, but you slow down. Didn't have to pay £40. Ka-ching. I think it was either Chris or Eugene was outside in a puddle on his own sick, just passed out. And everyone else was just here, there, everywhere, and fucked. Jesus. Honest to God. And then that girl was the only one I don't even know what she looked like.
That's mental. I mean, I remember, because we don't go out much, like, as much anymore, but I remember maybe 4 years ago now, you and Yasmin were out, and you were like, "Oh, come and meet me at the pub." And I met you there, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to get too drunk tonight, guys." Instantly at Spoons, I was like drinking everything. I think I did a shot or whatever. I don't know if you fully know this, but I went to the toilet, got sick, but I got sick so violently that I got sick on the bottom of my trousers, cleaned myself up.
Did you realise you got sick on your trousers?
Only at the last minute when I was like, fuck. Because I was wearing those 3/4 lengths. Remember the black ones I had? I remember I came back to you guys and sat down. You guys were like, you're right. I was like, yeah, man.
I think we knew you got sick.
Maybe you did. But then that was also the night that I was out until like... We were out until like 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
I think we were at like Heidi's bar or something.
Yeah.
And I was just out just dancing the whole night. And then when they turned the lights on in the club, I said, "Oh,
damn,
gotta go."
I overstayed.
But I haven't been sick from being drunk for a long time now.
I told you about mine in Stafford, didn't I? My first time doing buzzballs.
Oh, buzzballs are lethal.
Bro, I drank obviously my normal amount. So then suggested, I'll get some buzzballs. So bear in mind, I'm a big drinker. I've done my fucking Guinness, my loads of vodkas. So someone says, get 2 of it's the blue one. The blue one. So I did 2 of them ones.
The Tequila Rita, is that one?
Don't know. I was fucking Steve at this point.
Yeah,
so
anyway.
I thought, you only get to the point where like, normally I can drink forever. So I'm like, I'll do these fucking 2. Smashed the 2. Did I ever show you the video?
I don't think so.
Oh my God.
Oh no, I don't think I need to see it.
No.
Is it you getting sick?
Nah.
Thank God for
that. But, so I'll show you the video, but on top of that, I woke up, so I obviously I'm still soberish. Well, when I say soberish, I could still order food, got myself home. Chris and Clegg were staying at my house. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Woke up in the middle of the night, knew I was about to get sick, yeah, but I saw the bin, I couldn't move.
Sometimes you can't, sometimes you have to like take matters. If you can't get to the toilet, you've got to just improvise.
Yeah, 100%. So here we are.
Oh no, what's this?
So it's play the thingy.
Oh, you have shown me this.
Play it loud for the people. So I was fucked. Then honestly, so then that woke up in the middle of the night, getting sick. All the pizza is just coming. I can't move. Goes down, down the side of my bed. The cheese piles on the carpet. It was a state. It stunk as well. I was woke up in the morning and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? I was busy the next day, so I was out. Luckily, Yasmin came round. She fucking sorted all that, but mate.
Honestly,
That's last time I got sick.
I think the last time I remember getting sick after drinking it was years ago now. It was before I started working at UAB. I'd just done a job interview at UAB. I'd met Holly afterwards. She was like, right, let's go out tonight. Let's just go and have a couple of drinks in Moseley. I said, cool. That was, this is stupid. Obviously, I don't do tequila shots as standard. The first thing, tequila, that's okay. I wouldn't choose to drink it, but it's better than just normal tequila. So we went into the Fighting Cocks and we did 2 tequila shots. Salt tequila limes as our first drinks, right?
What was your?
Then I think we were just drinking other things. I was drinking. We ended up going to the Dark Horse, right? I've drank more stuff in there. By this point, you know when you start feeling a bit, my vision's blurry at this point. I don't know what's going on. I'm just drinking. Next thing you know, I'm at the side of the Dark Horse. There's like this big industrial bin. I'm vomiting up my entire life into this bin, right? Holly's there, patting my back. It's all right, it's all right.
She's out drinking.
We've then we've got in a taxi. He's like dropped me here because that road that's closed. Holly's then walked me back into the flat, walked me all the way up the stairs. I'm in my bed. There's clothes everywhere. I've got like a sock here, my trousers there, whatever. I'm in bed. Holly has made me 6 slices of toast, buttered them all, brought them to bed for me, and started feeding me this toast. Yeah.
What a dream.
It was horrible. And then she obviously went back. She let me know that she got home. Okay, all of that kind of stuff.
Why did she just stay here?
I think she just wanted to go home, to be fair. And also I was in an absolute state, so I don't think I was in any position to host anybody here.
Yeah.
But it was my cousin's, I think it was her 6th birthday party the next day.
Bruh.
At Nando's. I was supposed to drive myself there to the one in Selly Oak. That did not happen.
Taxi.
No. I was lying in my bed. I was still shaking the next morning, getting sick into the fucking mop bucket, right? So I've used my phone. I've used Siri to phone my nan to be like, Nan, would you mind? Can you just come and get me today? And can we go together? My hand's still shaking at this point.
Yeah.
I've then gone to Nando's. I'm sat there feeling really sorry for myself. Like, I feel like death. Got into my nan's car. She's like, you look awful. She was like, you don't look good.
Thank you.
Eat some food. Go back to your bed.
The thing is, you can't eat food because your stomach's still like,
literally.
ooh.
But then by the time I got back home, I was starving. Because the hangover had sort of like...
Yeah.
That's the last time I remember actually getting sick. I was almost sick in Ibiza last year. Almost.
You'll be sick in Turkey though. 100%.
I hope not.
Yeah, you will be.
I don't want to be sick. I don't like being sick when I'm drunk.
I think I remember my last time was hello? Was after Cheltenham.
Not this year?
Yeah. Oof. On the way home from Mackey's.
Oh.
I decided to get a fish. They don't have fish fingers at all. They have like a fish thing, like a fish burger.
Fillet fish?
Nah, it was kind of for kids though. Oof. I also got milk as well.
Oh, this is your problem. You don't drink milk.
I do have to night out though. I'm fine.
Nah, because milk will curdle.
Yeah, that's why I'm fine. But yeah.
No. Yeah, I was reminiscing about Ibiza the other day, and
it's the best place on earth.
It was really good. Like I think when I came back last year, I was like, oh, I probably wouldn't go again because I've been a few times now. It's really expensive. But actually, I was like, no, it's fun, man.
It's good, you know.
And I really enjoyed myself. I had a good time there. I think it was a nice equal, because obviously you were there for longer than I was.
Yeah.
But we had like a nice equal balance of like drinking and nights out, and then like normal chilled out things. I think we were only there for 5 days. So I think 3 of the 5 days we were out, like, or maybe even 4 of the 5 days. I don't even know. But yeah, because we did High Abbey from the first night. We did O Beach one of the days. We did brunch at Come Harass one of the days. Yeah, 3 out of 5 days. Oh, and then one of the nights we went to Hell's Kitchen, and then went out after Hell's Kitchen.
You won that thing as well. You never went to it. You fuck.
Because we walked past the fucking place.
It was going to be shit in the daytime.
True.
Oh my god.
True. Yeah, but you wouldn't have...
I would have come out. I asked you. Remember? I said, well, I'll come out. Oh, no, we're not going to go. Remember? I did say I'll come.
Yeah, but we tried to see each other many times that holiday and we didn't.
Yeah, because you don't go party. You got bedtime.
I was also there with the girls who also didn't want to like party. I mean, Grace and Piper definitely did, and they probably could have gone to more places, but
Oh, see, it could come worse. We had tables as well. We had two spare places at Pasha.
Yeah, but with respect, I don't know your friends.
It was only me and Mark.
Yeah, but I don't know Mark.
Don't need to know Mark. Oh, if you
kinda
can to the
do.
football games at his house.
Huh?
If you want to go to football games at his house, you can.
I'm not invited to his house.
He always says, I brought Jess Vasco and everyone there. Yeah. I just know you would not appreciate it.
This is the thing, you don't know that. You assume that.
I said appreciate
Every
it.
single time that you talk about going out or doing this or doing that, oh, you wouldn't like it. You don't know that.
Nice acting, you might not like it.
Like, you don't know that. You don't know with certainty that I'd hate it.
I am 90% sure you would dislike it. What do you reckon? 90%. For the 10%, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But then, no, not yet. But the 9%, I'm like, you don't really need to, you know.
I mean, you never know until you know, do you?
Well, I'll invite you around then. Next time.
Of course you will.
The one is supposed to be on this Saturday if we get through, but I don't want to go.
Where do you even live?
Houseowen.
Oh.
Which is from Stafford, far.
It's not close to here either. It's quite far from here.
Exactly.
So, but anywho, yeah, I'm looking forward to Turkey. I think it'll be good.
So do I.
I'm not really sure. We haven't got anything actually planned yet.
We have a water park.
I'm sure we can find a water park.
I like water parks.
Me too. There's also one place that we've been to before. It's like a big, I guess it's like a national park. You can do loads of different things there. We've done like whitewater rafting there before. We've done like a gorge walk there before.
Is that where you put the suits on the gorge walk?
I think we have had like wetsuits on, but we've had like, you see my water shoes over there.
Yeah.
Like you put them on, like you can grip to the rocks and things. Like it's pretty cool. I think if we're going to the same place, I'm thinking of the same place. But it's good there. It's a lot of fun. But there'll be a lot of just chilling, drinking, eating food. Where we're staying is right by like, I guess the strip, like all the bars and restaurants and stuff like that. So
We can find some Turkish baddies.
we'll be outside, motherfucker.
We outside! Live and direct!
But it's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, yeah. How's your new job?
Been there a week now. I don't know when this podcast will be out. We've been there a week as of today.
As of today's date, yeah.
5th of July. I enjoy it, to be fair. It's a different experience. It's a different kind of way of surveying, which I haven't experienced before.
And what do you mean by different kind of way of surveying? Like, obviously, I know that... Because, okay, I'm completely naive to all of this. I don't know what it looks like. But to me, quantity surveying is, like, similar.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's how things are processed. So before where I worked, we used to deal with private and HA, and because that was dealt with solely by like sales team, etc. But because we actually liaise with the RPs, which is basically representatives of, say, Bromford Homes or Orbit, they're like a house builder.
Yeah.
But they also have grants from the government that will then pay us to build the houses for them, and they'll sell it on to say people that are on council waiting lists and things like that, as either shared ownership or, you know, shared ownership and I can't remember the last one. 2 different types. Rented accommodation. That's it. Rented accommodation.
Oh, that's what I
and
mean.
stuff like that. Fine. Yeah, and yeah, we have to obviously so we have to basically pay for the works, but then claim it at the same time. Right. We used to paying for the works and not claiming it back. So our money is from the actual stage payments of building. So say obviously you're building, say, the house next to us.
Yeah.
We'll all get paid when the roof's on, or when the windows are in, or when the stairs are in, and stuff like that. So it's a very different way of surveying how I'm used to, but it makes more sense.
So obviously you don't want to like. I think there's this whole culture of like people don't want to like talk badly about their previous. But do you think, based on what you've seen in just the first week, do you think it's a better place for you to work, better environment, better like day-to-day kind of stuff?
Better environment, better exposure to different elements of the business.
Right, okay. That's interesting.
Even in the last place, I was still involved in a lot of stuff. This one is because we're on such like tight margins compared to like a massive PLC. Everything, all the work's done at the beginning.
Right.
So it's streamlined. Whereas at PLC, it's like, well, we have this date cannot move. So even if things aren't done 100%, we still plough on. Whereas here it's like, well, double check, triple check, quadruple check, make sure everything that could happen is covered. And it has contingency. So contingency is basically like, we think we'll spend, say, 10 million to build this, say, 50 plots, for example. But we think we'll have a contingency plan of, say, 200k. Because we think there might be an issue somewhere, and we'll have 200k to offset that issue. And the old place, we had no contingency, so if there was an issue, there is an issue.
Right.
There's nothing to fall back on.
I guess that's good then that you've got, as you say, different way of working, like the contingencies, all that kind of stuff. It seems just a little bit more organised.
Yes, I would say organised, and it's just, I think, for progression and understanding thingies, I reckon, understanding how everything works, that'll be good for my career development. I also think with how the country is and the construction, so in construction you have your private and you have your affordable housing.
Yeah.
Private depends on people buying houses. At the moment, as everyone's aware, people aren't buying houses. However, the government and the councils still need houses. One, because of people that have like disabilities or can no longer work, and also immigration, as well as, you know, the big hoo-ha. The problem is we need more houses, so the government are happy to pay, but they obviously only have certain amounts that are big accepting, etc., etc. So with the new business, because it's mainly HA, it's covered if there is a downturn in the private sector. So for job security wise, it's also a good move.
Okay.
So
interesting.
I think
it's not positive so far. Like, obviously I know you've only been there a week, but you know, it seems like a good move. It seems like a positive experience. So
yeah, I mean, my first week I went to my 2 sites, one in Gloucester, one in Cov. And I went on to my frame factory walk around in my first week. Done my payments for the first time on their system, so I had to do that. Had to do an application for 1.1 million. Had to create my own invoice for that, with all the retentions and the VAT and all the rest of it. Yeah, I think like, and plus because the team's quite small, so it's only been going in Birmingham, say 2-3 years. So the team went from like say 6 people, and now it's up to like 22.
okay.
The plan is to expand and go into 2 separate regions. But there's a pathway, like where I can see there's opportunities, and there will be opportunities and stuff like that.
I think that's always good. Like in a job, in any job, if you can kind of look and think, okay, there are good opportunities for my development, my, you know, growth and whatever within the business. I think that's always a really good way to start, because you don't want to go into a business, and yeah, I'm not going to name the business, but I've been in a business before where I was there and I was like, in 6 months' time, am I going to still be here? Am I going to be like, am I going to have progressed or anything like that? And you don't want to be in that position. Whereas actually going into a business like the one that I'm in now, where right now is kind of like, I can see that there are opportunities for me to develop. There are opportunities for me to do better things and learn more skills and stuff like that. So I think that's a good way to start.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see it. So yeah, I'm hopeful. Obviously on the first week there, but I think it's not like I'm in old place where there's a problem. It's like solve it. It's very like teamworky.
That's good.
Which I quite appreciate. I like it.
So there's no like single point of failure.
No.
Because I think we deal with that quite a lot in like my, I don't want to say field of work. It makes it sound like it's bigger than it is, but you know, there's a lot of projects that people are on where this person over here owns the account information or owns the login details or knows everything about this process. Yeah. If they're off, whether they're on sick or annual leave, none of us know it. So then we're trying to find out
how he works.
How this happens or whatever. But we can't do that. So what we're trying to do more now is have like more than just a single point of failure. Like it happened to us last year. We have like interview processes as part of our job, and the person who leads on all the interviews took like a long-term sick for months, but then didn't tell anyone else that, number one, like what it was, how it runs, anything like that. So then me and my colleague had to sit there and be like, okay,
how does this work?
How are we going to do this? How are we going to make it work without this person? He's non-contactable. We don't know what we're doing. And it just became...
Did he leave the business or is he back?
No, he's back. He's back now. He's back for this year's interviews. But
what's wrong with him?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. But he took a period of long-term sick. And we had no idea what was going on. So Yeah, the single point of failure thing I think is quite an important one. So at least you have contingencies and things in place just in case.
So other than that, yeah, I like it. Just sorting out the house now. Having a house is so long.
I can imagine.
I do think renting is probably like, but before I thought, get a house, but there's no incentive now to get two houses. Like my plan was to get two houses, then go travel or something. You know what I mean? And now, I get taxed to high heavens. Like when we first started speaking about the house on the podcast, I could have two houses and I could make profit off the houses because I could still earn my wage. But say if I charge £1,000 rent, for example, then I'll take away my mortgage, so I'd have £100 profit.
Yeah.
That's how it used to work. So you'd only get taxed on your profit, but now you get taxed on the whole amount.
Right.
So if I charge you £1,000 rent plus my wage, with my tax bracket, I lose £400 now per se.
Wow.
Instead of only getting charged it's just then everyone's like, people, not all people say, you should have more than two houses, but then the incentive to do better in life is not there, is it?
I also just think I think that I don't want to say it's the wrong mentality to have, but why should someone have more than two houses? Like, what is there a benefit of saying you should have more? Like, I shouldn't. Like, if I've got one house, great. Like, if I've got no houses, also that's fine. Like, why should you have more than two houses?
Me personally, if my opinion,
Yeah.
because so if I earn money, for example, and I've earned enough money to have a house, and then I've saved up again to, instead of me just sitting on that money, I could then own a second house. That second house could generate me more money while also helping someone else live a life.
Which is, a good, that's great. But I guess those people then don't realise, them saying you should have more than one house, well, if everyone has that mentality, then if you've got two houses, then let's say there's no house there for me to then get.
Yeah.
I'd just rent off you, so then it's like, it doesn't work for everyone to have more than two houses.
That's why we need more houses. See, it's a cycle. So if someone says to you, Liz, you say you saved to buy your first house, and then you suddenly get promotion at work, and now you're the director, and then you're like, I can now afford a second house. But that second house, if you rent it out, you could then rent it to someone like you now, and you know that you'll charge them, say, an okay rent, where they can still save and live, and they're looking after your house. Bear in mind, say if you own this house, and the boiler goes or something goes wrong, the tenant doesn't have to pay for that. The person who owns the house. So anything that can majorly go wrong, the owner of the house has to fix.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So say if I could get a second house, I could then rent it to someone who's like a young family or a single mother, or just for instance, or a student that wants, And then suddenly I'm helping them out while they're paying my mortgage. But the incentive to help people is no longer there because you get taxed too much.
Yeah, and I guess, if you've got the right mentality, fine, but there are some people that would probably go into it going, I don't want to help people. I want two houses because I want two houses. I'm not going to rent it out to X, Y, and Z people. I just want two houses. So I guess, it's all about intention.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
The amount of banks and investors from overseas that are bulk buying like apartment blocks or houses is scary. Like, the money is being drained out of the country. Like, my old company, they have two blocks of apartments. Chinese investor, and then like I think it was like some European country investor bought, say, in total, say 50 apartments. They are all renting them to let, basically.
Right.
So they bought that to let. So there's going to be a bunch of people renting them houses off them, and that money's going to go straight to their companies, which aren't in the UK. But on paper, it's like, oh, well done, we've sold all these. But then if you look for the country itself, that's terrible. All that hard to say you pay £1,000 a month rent, and there's 50 apartments. So that's 50 times 1,000. Gone, just gone, out of the country every month.
So, yeah, it's an interesting one. I as I'm not someone who's on the housing ladder, I don't really understand it all yet. Yeah, not yet. Like, people ask me all the time, would you ever buy a house? It's like, I would one day. I'm not currently in a position to do that, but at some point in my life I'll be at that position, and maybe then I'll understand it a bit more. But currently, like, I don't really get every aspect of like buying a house. I don't understand like the processes of like things like stamp duty, this, that, and the
The
other.
first house does stamp duty, so don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, interesting.
There you
Ignore that
go.
one then. But yeah, there's all these different like terminologies and things that I'm like, I don't understand. But I guess for now I don't need to understand because it's not something that I'm in the process of doing.
Nah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I've never been one of those people where like a house has been an aspiration for me. It's just it's something that happens. Like if you're in the position to buy a house, great. Same if you're in the position to buy a car or buy this or that. Cool. I know so many people like older than me, like probably the generation above, that are like, well, why don't you have a house? Well, because I don't need one. Like, I'm happy where I am at the moment, and I'm happy renting. Like, I'm not renting to just some random person. I rent to my uncle, which is cool. And yeah, for the position that I'm in right now in my life, I don't need to own a house.
What do you think the average wage in the UK to live comfortably is?
I don't know, because everything's so expensive now. I'd probably say anywhere between 40 and 60k a year.
To live comfortably?
I think so. But then define comfort, because to this person over here, comfortably might be, I want to go on holiday all the time, and I want like only nice things all the time, and like shop at the most high-end supermarkets and whatever. For this person over here, comfortably might just be, well, actually, just making ends meet is comfortable for me, like getting a basic food shop each week, putting food on the table. So again, comfort is like subjective. So it really depends on what the person views as comfortable.
My comfort, I would say, is all bills are paid, food in the fridge, can save up and afford one holiday a year, and have an emergency fund.
I would agree, but I think for me, because I enjoy travel, I'd say at least one holiday a year. So even if the second holiday is like just a weekend away somewhere, like a long weekend. But yeah, I think bills paid, food in the fridge, surplus at the end, so it's like if I wanted to go for a nice meal or do this or that. Enough that I could save as well to either buy a house or do this or do that. And yeah, an emergency fund. I think that for me is comfortable. But the wage that I'm on now, like I'm happy currently with what I'm on. Obviously, if more money wants to come my way, I'm not going to say no. But yeah, I would probably say the comfortable living wage. And I'm like excluding London here, because London is different. It's higher anyway because of the living costs and stuff. So excluding London, I'd probably say anywhere between 40 and, let's say 40 and 60. Yeah. Anywhere between that range, I'd say it's comfortable. But again, it depends on what comfort looks like to you.
So my next question to you is, in regards to what's happening with the Labour Party, do you think it's a bit fucking mental how Andy Burnham's gone from fuck all to now going to be the Prime Minister?
Oh yeah, like that.
Do you think there should be a general election? Because
I don't know if a general election is what's needed, but maybe an election of like, we the people vote for who we want as the next Labour leader, who then obviously inadvertently becomes Prime Minister. But I think a general election would take too much. It would like there'd be a lot riding on that, and I think it would just, to change significantly at this point, when we're like 2 years into this government, probably wouldn't be great. But I think what there should be, same with like your local elections, we should get a list of like, these are the people who are in...
Or Labour, who got the job.
These are the people who are like in the contest, let's say, the leadership contest. You've got to now vote based on...
this certain criteria, yes.
Yeah. That's what I think should happen. Because it does kind of just feel random, as you say. Like, Andy Burnham has seemingly come out of nowhere and now is like top billing to be the next Prime Minister.
Which makes no fucking sense.
I ain't seen you in Parliament. I ain't seen you at PMQs.
You're not even until last week.
You're not part of any of the senior cabinet or anything like that. And now you might walk in and be the PM.
This is why I think, genuinely, the government is not in control. It's something higher than them.
I mean, the government... yeah, like... I don't know. I just think... I think it's weird. Because you'd think that someone like, I don't know, the Chancellor or someone of a higher status within the government should have a chance. obviously it's about if they want to. Like, I'm not saying these people want to, but as you said, the fact that someone who wasn't even an MP a year ago can now walk into this job and potentially be the highest paid
Gaffer.
job of the UK. Like, what? That's
It
crazy.
makes no sense because he hasn't been chosen. Just like, mate, I think the whole world. I think in the next, say, 3 to 5 years, the entire landscape of the world changes.
I think so too.
I think,
But also part of that is because, for better or for worse, obviously, like, Trump's like a couple of years into it. How long has he got left in the presidency?
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. So yeah, if you're saying 3 to 5 years, even that in itself is going to change the landscape of some things, because once he's no longer in office, there'll be someone different with different policies. There might be similar policies. Let's say it's another Republican, or obviously they'll change from Democrat to Republican.
Yeah.
So whatever happens, whoever becomes the president next, Republican or Democrat, they're going to change the landscape of America in some way. So I agree there. Obviously, in the next couple of years, there'll be another general election for us. So again, that will change our landscape. So I don't disagree. I think definitely in the next 3 to 5 years, there will be a shift in the landscape. Whether it's global or whether it's kind of more, the big
Localised,
countries,
yeah.
like, but there's definitely going to be some sort of shift.
so I genuinely think in the next 3 to 5 years, depending on who gets into power across Europe, there'll be a civil war. I think it's got to a point now where you've got the 250,000 women in the rape scandal. Do you know about that?
Mm-hmm.
That were hidden by the police and the government. Pakistani men, white women, majority. You've got on the news people trying to behead in Belfast. You got the Henry Novak situation where the police has felt not like it is obviously him stabbing Henry Novak is bad, but the police failure there. I think that you can say if I'm wrong. There's I don't know how to word it correctly, but there is a somewhat anti-white agenda in terms of people are afraid to be called racist. So the fear of being called racist influences their decisions.
But
I'm talking about police here, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right, but I think it's kind of gone not
Too
the
far.
other way, but I think people, out of fear of being called racist, I'm like, okay, well, don't do things that could be perceived as racist. Now, obviously, perception is subjective again. What you may perceive as racist, I may not, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But I think that there are a lot of people that are doing things that are being perceived as racist, but then still actively going, don't call me racist. But it's like, well, if you're doing something that someone could perceive as racist, like if you're of course going to be called racist, there's no baseline facts to say that all X, Y, and Z are racist. But from what I've seen, and again, this isn't the majority, this is just every now and then, it seems to me like people care less about, being racist. They're just lashing out. Like this whole Henry Novak situation, as you've just said, it was the police that failed Henry Novak.
Yeah.
Obviously, what that guy did was awful, terrible, but the actions of one person shouldn't then mean that every single person that looks like them, sounds like them, should then be penalised.
What about the beheading in Belfast? Attempted beheading.
Again, an awful situation. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try and, defend it, whatever. It's an awful situation.
Yes.
But that doesn't then mean that because the man was Sudanese, right?
He was an immigrant, yes.
But from Sudan, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that every single Sudanese person that you come across deserves to be racially abused or attacked
Yes.
or anything like that. By all means, if you're passionate about something and you want to, again, kind of show, I'm pissed off about this thing.
Yeah.
I want to show you that. This comes across in different ways. But to incite violence on people that look like this person isn't right.
Yeah.
If it's the failure of the police, then go to the police and protest to the police peacefully.
Yeah, of course.
Where you can. But for me, it's a case of me saying this doesn't negate what this person did. What they did was awful. It doesn't. I think what a lot of people do is they go, "Oh yeah, but the man who was almost beheaded had this record and this and this and this." That doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
this person almost got beheaded. Like, it's an awful situation. But that does not then give you a pass to go to anyone who's non-white, anyone who's black, brown, Asian, whatever,
Yeah.
and attack them verbally, physically, anything like that. It doesn't give the right.
Do you agree with the standpoint that, for example, the rape scandal? Rape as a whole is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are an immigrant, say from a Middle Eastern country, any country that's not English, you should be deported back to where you come from. Because same goes for anyone that we've vetted that is a refugee or an illegal immigrant for anything. If you are vetted and you've got a criminal past, you're deported straight away. Do you agree with that? Because as far as I'm concerned, say if you're say a gay man and you're from Middle East, and you know if you go back you get persecuted, that makes sense to me. You can come in, no problem at all. But then you decide to, say for example, commit a crime here. You go straight back. You had a chance.
And this thing, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I think that the way that people kind of get this message across is probably not the best.
Yeah.
Yes, if someone commits a crime, by all means be punished for that crime. If that punishment means, well, you weren't born here, so
Off you pop.
we're going to send you back to the country that you came from, fine. But it's now more than that. It's now just become any immigrant equals bad, which isn't that's not the right thing, because again there are so many immigrants in this country that do good things, and you know, well that's the thing. Like, you know, you've got to look at it like that. But you think about the NHS, you think about, you know, you got. I'm not saying it's all, but like a lot of cleaners like are people who are immigrants, and then again you've got like doctors, dentists, health service workers, all of that. And again, I think what you're saying is right. The sentiment is correct. If you do something wrong, you get deported.
Yeah.
But that then also doesn't give you a right to say to every immigrant, go back to where you come from, you're not from our country.
Yeah, no.
But then it should be the same with, and I know, you know, whether you're a Middle Eastern immigrant or an Irish immigrant.
Yeah.
If an Irish person comes into England and does something bad,
Off
they
you
should be
pop.
deported back to Ireland. But there's now been this kind of thing that I've seen where it's like, it doesn't matter whether you're Irish. If you're white, it's fine. You can, you know, do these things, and maybe we're looking in different places. But from my perspective, it's like, let's say you committed a heinous crime.
I'd get more time than my counterpart who was foreign.
But I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't necessarily be deported back to Ireland.
It'd be my. So that's the thing of immigration. Parents are Irish. I am English. So this is another problem we've got. So the people. So for example, some of the say people that have come across. There's like a I can't remember what it was called, but there's like a great influx of immigrants at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that would be the ones deported. Now their sons and daughters are the ones. So let's say are the criminals, the drug dealers, etc. They're actually English, so therefore they can't be deported.
Okay.
So your viewpoint is skewed because you're like, well, I couldn't get deported, nor could you, but our parents, no, your parents couldn't either. Actually.
But I guess what I'm thinking is like, for example, so my other best mate Lottie, like she was born in this country.
Yes. But
Both of her parents are Irish. And their parents were Irish and their parents were Irish.
So their parents would be the ones that were deported.
But this is the thing. So Lottie always says, although she was born in this country and has lived in this country all of her life, she is not English because there's no English blood in her veins.
Yes.
So from that standpoint, although she was born in this country, she is not English, and therefore, if she was a criminal and committed a crime, would that not then mean that she gets deported to Ireland because she's Irish?
She's born here. That's the difference.
But then so was Mohammed.
That's what I'm saying.
Down the road.
Yeah, that's.
But then people would look at him and go, "Oh well, you're brown. You go back to England."
That's why it's so hard to get people deported, and because of what we just said. And I think the problem is with this country now, which I think they're instigating it. So the media's trying to prop it up. You've got that. Have you seen that citizen, the vigilante citizen thing?
Is that like the restore?
A citizen vigilante. Have you seen that one? No.
I don't
So
think so.
I'll summarise it for you. So in Germany, there was a case where I think it was a Pakistani immigrant came across. The family was fine, but the son raped a German girl. This vigilante, I don't know if I didn't read into it. All I heard was basically a true story. This vigilante met the girl. I spoke to her online and basically said to her, "Don't worry about it. I'll sort it out. You shouldn't be felt this," because he was getting away for free because he claimed mental health. In summary, this fella kills the immigrant's son, the rapist, and he's called Citizen Vigilante.
So the vigilante killed the immigrant's son.
Who was the rapist, yeah.
Right.
Because the immigrant himself wasn't the problem, it was his son.
Right.
Because his son got away with it.
Okay.
So they're trying to incite violence there. We're saying, I know this is going to sound crazy, but you're going to see a massive influx of crimes against immigrants and their families, simply because this film is basically saying the government aren't helping you, the police aren't helping you, which we've seen multiple times. We've got real life cases. Take it into your own hands. So I truly believe across Europe now you're going to see a massive influx of attacks on immigrants because I think people have had enough.
But there's already mass attacks on immigrants, is the thing, and that's without things like this.
This is the problem. The immigrants and the non-immigrants. Say if you're me or you, for example, and say if we were like poor, but you saw fucking someone off a boat, and because they're a refugee or something like that, they get put into a house, but me and you are homeless, for example, you would start getting angry because you're like, I'm a native here. This is my country. Why are you getting a better service than me? So the problem is, that's what the problem is. The thing is, you've got racists, and they're looking for an excuse just to be fucking racist.
But I also think, like, the problem as well, a lot of these people, yes, obviously, as you say, you're right. If I see someone coming in and getting all the things that I can't access in my own country, yes, I'll be annoyed. But there's also this narrative from these people that's like, they're coming into our country and stealing our jobs. Well, no, you're on benefits. You don't have a job. You don't have any qualifications to get said job. Because, again, you're either... a lot of immigrants, I'm not saying this is all of them, but a lot of them are doing either low-level jobs like cleaning and all that kind of stuff. Cleaning and all that other kind of stuff. Which these people probably... You maybe don't want that job. But also, a lot of them are qualified and are in jobs like doctors, dentists, all of that. You don't have the qualifications to get those jobs. So, although it looks as if they're coming in and just taking this job, they're not taking it from you, because you don't have the qualification to get that job, and you're on benefits. You have no interest in getting a job. So why are you concerned about what someone else is doing?
I think that if I was Prime Minister tomorrow and I have like absolute power, no one comes in. If you're a refugee or anything, the border's closed. Only skilled, highly skilled migrants, they call migrants, migrants are allowed to come in. And if you want to leave, that's fine. Anyone can leave. But only people, jobs we require, doctors, nurses, dentists, as you said earlier, people in IT, highly skilled. I do not care if you're a refugee, if you're anything. I couldn't give a fuck. We've got so many issues intrinsically in this country, and the only way you're going to be seen to be doing something is close the border, have like an Australian style. We need X amount of these people. If you want to come to this country, please come here. That's how I think this country is going to turn back to where it is now. I do think with the issue with the flags, everyone put the flags up.
See, I just think...
At the end of the day, it's majority of people, patriotic. Some people, racist. However, if you were in Jamaica, for example, and there was Jamaican flags everywhere, that wouldn't be seen as racist, that's just as national pride. So why, if an Englishman has a flag, that some people feel a certain way? Do you know what I mean?
Because there's
sentiment behind it.
There's a culture behind it. Like, I think, for me, I'm patriotic. Like, again, I can talk about my Jamaican heritage. Fundamentally, I wasn't born in Jamaica. I'm not a Jamaican. I relate to my Jamaican heritage because I've grown up around, whatever. But I was born and raised in this country. I'm patriotic to an extent. But I don't have a problem seeing an England flag. I don't have a problem because patriotic, by all means, wave the flag, cool. Yeah. But if you're waving a flag to try and scaremonger people and go, this is our country, blah, 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 look at that, if they've got sinister intentions behind it, That's where the problem is. I don't care about people flying flags. I don't care about people putting up. If the reason you're putting up a flag is because you're patriotic, cool. If the reason you're putting up a flag is because you're trying to show, you're not welcome here, England for the English, all of that kind of stuff, that's the wrong message.
So do you think they are trying to intrinsically cause a race war?
Not everyone,
but
a lot of people probably.
I would say the government, genuinely. Do you want to know why I think they are? Because if you know there's all these tragedies happening, all stuff, yeah, wouldn't you know the population is on the nice edge in the UK anyway, 100%. It's very evident every day. They're spewing shite. If you control the media, you control the narrative. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So why would you not push pro? I wouldn't say pro migration. Maybe is it? Would it say immigration? Where people are being cohesive. Why are you constantly saying this rape is from, fucking I don't know, choose country? Instead of spewing hatred that will roll people up, why can't you say, oh, this person has done this?
Because I don't think it's necessarily the government that right. So
the media.
The media, but the government don't necessarily own the media.
BBC is a large culprit, which is.
I don't agree. I think things like The Sun and things like that, they will. I saw a TikTok, and I understand. Yes, I'm not saying it's a reputable source, or whatever, but I have seen a TikTok where it's like someone's compared two news stories, and I think it was about kids in school like not being able to learn or things like that. And one news story was about black children. It was like saying something along the lines of, "Oh, these kids are in school." Not let me try and find the video, but it was like these kids these kids aren't learning, and it's a problem with the black people. Like it's a nature versus nurture thing. But then
who said this?
Hold on, let me find the video because I don't want to misinform. But let me find the video. Oh yeah, so I'll play it on here.
Okay.
How now it's a systemic problem because it's affecting white people. When it was non-whites, it was them. They were the problem. It was their nature or maybe their nurture. It wasn't the system. And the same thing is happening with the police for decades. Women and people of colour have been telling you the police are corrupt and they're violent. And now it's happening to white people. There's two-tier policing. But notice there's no people saying this is just white culture or white people are just genetically more lazy, which is what would be said if this was any other demographic.
So again, the media there, the way that they write these things...
Did you see who the media was there, like I just said?
Was it the Daily Mail? Was it the...
BBC.
Let's have a look. Was it BBC?
This is what I'm saying. I'm telling you.
Yep, BBC.
That is.
But okay, so the BBC is one of them, but I do also think that The Sun at times can be quite bad in terms of like...
That's the working man's fucking paper, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess, that's the one that they'll put things like, decorated businessman John Smith murders his wife and children. And then it will go, and it will have a nice photo of him with his family, like, nice smiley photo of them together.
Can you give me an example of this?
And it happens, Reiss.
They used to. Now it's just all anti-immigration ones now.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, again, the way the narrative is spewed, they would put something like that on, and then if a black person did the same thing, it would be like, I don't know, like...
African.
Yeah, convicted criminal, blah, 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 kills his family, and there's a mugshot of them instead. And again, that feeds into the narrative of, well, how come they've both done the same thing? They've both murdered their families.
They're portrayed differently.
Why is this guy over here got, successful businessman and a really nice photo and all of that, and this person over here who's done the exact same thing has a mugshot as the photo and, criminal, convicted criminal.
They're trying to incite violence.
But I don't think that's the government necessarily.
I think it's connected to the government because the government are allowing illegals and all the rest to come in. Which one pisses off people. Two, the media's reporting it. Let's be honest, how is anyone keeping an actual track of how many illegals come in? It's all made up, you know what I mean?
Okay, but as much as the government might have a hold on this, how much of this do you think comes from people like Nigel Farage? Because I would argue that he is maybe not the centre, like the epicenter, but he is the most vocal, in my opinion, about you know, you talk about these race wars and things like that.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to incite a race war, it's going to be people like Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson, all that kind of stuff, because of the things that they're saying.
Unfortunately, they're both controlled opposition, and they're all backed by, I don't want to say it, but it all stems from that. I know people say it doesn't, but
again, like, how much of the race war do you think is going to be actual sitting government compared to people like Nigel Farage? Because I think that, you know, after the Henry Novak thing, Nigel Farage was like, you know, we need to, what was it, act with pure unadulterated rage or something like that. Those words are going to cause problems.
because his father was an immigrant. Anything that's probably in the world, well, say, like, for example, you kill someone. I don't know if it'd work with you. Say your dad kills someone. They'd blame where he comes from. You know what I mean?
But he's from here.
Your dad's parents, both of them.
My dad's mum is from Zambia.
They'll say Zambian immigrant. You know, that's how they word. It's how they word things to rile people up. Because as soon as they see it's non-English, not me personally, but people in the UK will like, get rid of them all. You know what I mean? I think it's trying to incite. I don't fucking know, but I do think it's like the media's constantly saying that how we don't mix. You know, like Muslim, like you got what's it in the local councils? You have the Muslim parties, and then eventually, I'll be honest, because more they'll start going to power here, there, and everywhere. That will incite rage. You're seeing communities change because religions are the problem because they don't mix. You know what I mean?
They can.
They can, but they don't. That's the problem.
But I think a lot of that is because people don't want them to, like, we're not giving them a chance to mix. I think the problem that humans have, and I'm not just blaming Brits for this, I think humans in general don't like change, don't like difference. So it's like, if this thing is different, that's why I think there was a lot of racism back in the day, because if majority of people look like you, white skin, everything like that, and you look at someone like me, that's different. If you're not used to different, you're not willing to then give it a chance. I think what more people need to do, and obviously it's wishful thinking, it's not going to be ideal, but
the thing I find crazy, so you know how we want to intermingle, in say Christian faith, you wouldn't be accepted, but now you kind of are. They've kind of loosened it a bit now. Like, they have kind of.
What, for gay people?
Yeah.
Not really.
They allow gay marriage.
Well,
Whereas, like,
depends on who you ask.
when you say, like, the Muslim faith, is it Islam?
Yeah, it's fine.
They haven't changed. So that's not, you can't cohabit there, because you can't go to the Middle East as an openly gay man, because you would be...
But I also wouldn't want to.
That's what I'm saying. So they have their traditions, which you respect. But they're coming over here, we have our traditions, and we're supposed to bend the knee. That's, not me, but I'm saying that's another problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think, again...
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, but I think, again, if I kind of play devil's advocate and counter that, like, I'm not bending the knee to anyone. I have not personally been affected by this person over here being a Muslim. I haven't nothing has changed in my life. I've not been, like, gone out and not been able to get a job or not been able to do this or that.
For what I'm trying to say if you went to the Middle East and a bunch of you went over there, you know, a bunch of gay people, as an example, and then you try to say, we want Pride Day, we want this, we want that, and they're obviously, as a Muslim country, like, get to fuck. But that everyone will be like, okay, fair enough. But here you're expected to be accepted. Devil's advocate, you're supposed to accept it. Would you... Now you're seeing it from the other perspective, you're probably thinking, But me personally, I don't really give a fuck.
That's the thing,
We don't
actually care.
See, we don't, but there's enough people out there that do. You know what I mean?
But I think, and I hope I'm not misspeaking. I don't want to speak for the majority.
You can't speak for the majority.
I don't think that these people actually care, but I think they are being told to care about it.
By
the people that control the media and all of that.
Yes.
A lot of these people don't actually care because it doesn't actually affect their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're seeing all these other people have problems, they're going, oh, well, if they've got problems, then... Because, again, humans, for the most part, are inherently like sheep. You know, behaviour is sheepish. It's like...
Cult mentality, that's the word.
Oh, there 50 people over there are doing it. Well, I might as well be doing it as well, then. But that's the same with anything like, oh, well, if 100 people have the iPhone 17, I'll get the iPhone 17. Well, no, you don't have the originality of... A lot of people don't have their own minds.
100%.
And I think that's the biggest problem we have because, again, you've probably seen a lot of these videos where people are asking people like, okay, well, what is the actual problem? Like, what is British values or why are you here on this protest this much? They always just say, we want to get our country back. The country's never been taken away from you.
Yeah.
Yes, people are coming into the country and trying to change things here and there, whatever. The country is still yours. You're still here.
Yeah.
You have not been thrown out of this country because this
X,
family
Y,
of
Z.
Muslim people have come in, right? So, what else is there? What else is it?
British culture died years ago, and that was the traditional. But it's been robbed by generally the government and the World Economic Forum. All the money, because back in the day, across the world, you could have one man working, the wife and 2 kids at home. It was comfortable, but now because of the cost of living and everything else, 2 parents need to both be working to maintain the household, and that's what they want. They think the issue is the immigrants, people coming in. That's not the issue. It's because of the cost of living.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, and I do get it from a point of there's already a high cost of living, so having more people in this country is going to
Have you seen
increase.
You see what's happening in the UK though? So this is why another reason why I'm personally frustrated. The cost of income tax doesn't cover the cost of benefits we give away in this country. So then when you break it down on nationality, because you know how they do like black, white, Chinese, all that stuff. There's like, say if you take the black, white, Asian, and then you take everything from like Middle East, the majority is still black, white, Asian. But say we had 356 billion, 200 between the rest of it, or 150 of the rest of it was from other countries.
Mm.
And of that, the total of like immigrants was like, say, I think it was like 0.3%. Well, like 0.3% is like still a few billion, which then would. That's
again. I'm not sitting here and trying to be dense or obtuse. I understand there are loads of problems, and having more people coming into the country, adding to those problems, isn't helping things. I get that, but the way people act is crazy. And again, you cannot, because in the same way that if one white man rapes and murders someone over here, I am not going to then go to every single white man and go, you're all the same, you're all disgusting, because that's not fair.
They are.
Because, well, no comment, Your Honour. But it wouldn't be fair for me to penalise all of the people that look like this person because of the actions of one person. So again, it doesn't make sense to penalise every brown person, every Muslim, every black person.
Would you agree, say if you're an immigrant or illegal immigrant and you come over here and you do one crime, say for example petty shoplifting, you have a package of goods, get caught, go get back to where you came from, would you agree with that?
To an extent, I think it depends. If it's petty theft, anyone can do petty theft.
No.
If it's I've stolen a Kit Kat from Co-op, I think it's a little bit extreme. If you go to Co-op and steal a Kit Kat because, in a moment you're like, I'm hungry, everyone's done something silly in their life. I think it's an extreme to deport someone back to possibly a war-torn country for a little bit of, I've stolen a Kit Kat chunky from the shop. If it's a case of you've done aggravated assault or like theft in terms of you've robbed a car, you've robbed a shop, all of that, fine. I think there should be levels to it. If it is literally, as I say, petty theft, you've gone into a corner shop, you've robbed a Kit Kat chunky, you've been caught, they've gone, give it back. Because at the end of the day, the shop is not going to lose all their income because you've robbed a Kit Kat.
Next one, because this one I think is going to be talked about eventually. You know how Sikhs in their religion can hold a knife? I can't.
The kirpan.
Yes, ban the kirpan. What's your thoughts on that? Now, one, I think it's over the top considering there's been one Sikh that killed Kamino back. I think it's an over exaggeration. But then at the same time, if you do a stop and search, for example, on me and you, and we have a knife on us, we'll get arrested, and we can't use it on religious grounds. So I do feel like it can't be one rule for everyone else, and due to religion, they're allowed to. But then at the same time, I also think you can't judge a whole religion because of one action.
So this is exactly what I've just
saying?
said as well. Like, yes, again, what happened was awful, but there is an argument to be made that Henry wasn't killed with the kirpan.
No.
The person just had it on him.
Yes.
I, again, don't think if it's part of their religion, I don't necessarily think it should be a straight up ban. Like, no one can carry it and all of that, because if it is part of your religion, there's kind of
it's a very sticky subject.
Yeah, but I do understand, as you've rightfully said, if you or I were walking down the street, we couldn't just have a knife on us and just say it's on religious grounds. So I do understand that argument and that kind of conversation. But yeah, I personally don't think that because of one case that happened, not using that, not using the curb ban, I don't think they should be banned en masse yet. Obviously, if more did happen and it came out that it was the curb ban that was being fine, there's an argument to be made there. But I personally don't think it should at this stage, because it wasn't used for that.
And another one that comes up, because obviously you're not allowed a balaclava, but you're allowed a burqa. What's your thoughts on that?
Again, I think it goes down to religious things. A balaclava has, I think, different sorts of connotations with it. I think,
I would play devil's advocate. I really couldn't give a fuck either way.
Yeah, like, again, it doesn't personally affect my life, but I think a balaclava has certain connotations to it, whereas a burqa, again, on religious grounds, if you have to wear that for religious reasons, you kind of don't really have
much to
an argument for someone to be like, we'll get rid of it.
I have a question for you. I genuinely I have no idea. So like a woman wearing a burqa, will because obviously that shows King's religion. Will the passport be then full faced or with the burqa, and then how would the passport work? Would you show? I honestly have no idea.
I think it depends, and I'm sure what you're thinking of. I think it might be called a niqab. I think I'm going to just Google it just because I don't want to get it wrong, because someone will definitely put me out. Right. So.
What you're in transit?
Sorry, I was checking Royal Mail as well. Right. So. Oh no, they look the same. Hold on a friggin' minute.
Oh yeah, that middle one's fine. The hijab's fine. The niqab, I think so. That's the one people don't like. I don't even see anyone wearing a burqa then. If that's what a burqa looks like.
I don't see any. I think people get it mixed up all the time. Like, they see people wearing a hijab and they go, "Oh, it's a burqa." It's not. But I think that's kind of where. So that kind of answers your question. I don't see many people wearing a burqa, and I think when it comes to like a legal document like a passport, I'm sure there are like things put in place that's like they probably can't show their hair, but they can probably just wear a hijab, and the passport is as long as they can see your face.
It's all good.
Like, that's fine.
What do you reckon fixes this country then? Because obviously the country is fucked. Got no money. The war in Ukraine. Fuck, it's still going on.
I know.
That's bollocks as well. Israel controls America, because look at the Iran war. Do you remember when Trump said he's going to drain the swamp? Yeah. Do you reckon he was on about Israel? Because I'm not going to lie, they seem to be the problem at the moment.
Honestly, I don't think he necessarily even knows sometimes what he's saying. Like, he says things sometimes that I'm like, what are you talking about? But I think a lot of times, I think he just says things to say things.
Yeah.
Now, again, I could be completely wrong here, but I do think that sometimes Trump just says things just to get a reaction, just to say things. I'm not saying he's not done things and important things and put things on us, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think since his first presidency, a lot of times he has just said things knowing that it's controversial, knowing that he can just say what he wants to the president. So I don't know what he meant by that. I don't think he knows what he meant by that, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think the whole fucking...
Let me go back to your question of what do I think will fix this country.
Yes.
I think it's not just a quick, easy fix. I think there's a lot of things that need to change to fix this country.
Yeah.
I think one of them is...
Also, quick wins. Quick wins.
Quick wins. Okay. Fix the NHS. Definitely.
Did you see the thing where they said they'll give you £12,500 if you take another year added onto your...
Oh yeah, something like pension or something, wasn't it? It was like if you take off your pension or something like that, they'll give you £12,500.
Oh, mate, give that to me now, son.
No, I would like that immediately.
That'll kickstart the economy because everyone will have money then. Like, you could buy.
And you're getting rid of a lot of money as well. Like if you think about how many people want that incentive, like that's a lot of money that's being given away.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going to go back into the economy. Like if I spent it on other things.
What would you spend it on then?
God, to be honest, at this point, I probably would. I know I mentioned before about like not needing a house, but I probably would put it towards.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
I'd probably put it into a savings pot or something, or I'd use some of it to pay off like. You know, if I had like debts or whatever.
Or just give it to me. I'll look at it.
No, thank you.
I would look at it.
Well, yeah, I think that's what I would do if I got given. Is it 12.5 grand?
Yeah.
If I got given 12.5 grand right now, I mean, to be honest, in some cases that could be a deposit for a house. Like depending on what house you get, or flat or whatever, that could act as a deposit. So
10%. You know what I mean?
Potential. I could do something like that, but I don't know. Saying what I would do hypothetically and actually having the money to do it would be different things. I'm saying now I'd do this.
I know the first thing you do is go on holiday.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't use all of it on holiday. I'd use a chunk of it for the holiday.
Yeah.
But again, like sitting here saying, oh yeah, I'd do this. Well, I don't know.
If you had the money.
If I was ever in that situation, I wouldn't know how I'd react.
Oh, I put loads of money on the lottery. I don't think I got fuck all. Oh, I didn't get an email either. Put £50 on it.
It's not a lot of money, really.
Huh?
It's not that much.
£50 on the lottery.
When you said a lot of money, I thought you meant like...
That's crazy.
I thought you meant like loads of money on it, like hundreds.
You've won a small prize.
Which is
I won £1 by matching two numbers.
Oh.
I spent £50.
It's better than nothing. It's better than a kick in the teeth, isn't it?
It's fucking worse than the kick in the teeth, mate.
What would you do to fix, you know, if you were Prime Minister tomorrow and it was a case of like, we need to fix this country, what would you do?
My quick wins.
Yeah.
So I would reduce the pay MPs get. So the aircraft, you know how it's like, I don't know what, can you quickly, Jamie, can you quickly Google?
Is James still working for us?
He's the only one that can quit.
He's a long-standing member of this team.
Can you Google for me the wage for MPs, if you don't mind? Thank you very much.
Let's have a look. So the basic annual salary for a member of Parliament in the UK is £98,599.
So,
that's disgusting.
See there. So the first thing I would do is cap that at £60,000. If you want to be an MP, you have to do it for the love of the game. You know what I mean? See, and then based on say, if you win the local election as well, because obviously in your term, you get like a bonus. I say 5 or 10 grand. So there is incentive to make the people in your local area appreciate you.
I think I would add on to that a little bit. And I know that obviously former prime ministers each year get like 115 grand a year.
Yeah, and protection, all the rest of it.
Now, I'd probably cap that too because it's your former job.
You know what I'd actually cap it to? What is the average salary in the UK? That's what you get.
Because it's not your job anymore.
Yeah, it's not your job. You can do it. You go into anything else, so you can get average salary of the UK. As that goes up, your wage goes up, of course.
Right, average UK salary
28.
2026 is between 40 to 48.
So you'd get 40 to 48k, and that's what you get. So there.
If you were a good prime minister, I'd say you can be on the higher like level of that.
Approval rating.
Yeah, you'd be on like the higher. Like for example, Liz Truss should be on the absolute lowest. Should be on the lowest.
They fucked her over. There.
And in fact, I would say there needs to be a cap of the amount of time. She was in Parliament for 50 days. She wouldn't get that.
No, she still gets it. Sorry.
For me personally, if it was my government, I would say you were in Parliament for 50 days.
So how many quick wins
that.
did you give? I give them one.
I think I gave one. That was like fix the NHS.
That's fucked anyway. So cap MP's wages. Yours fix the NHS. What would I do as also fix the government quick wins? Put a ban on any refugees, any victims of war. You're not allowed. We are full. We're not open for business. No offence to anybody. Go to the EU. We left the EU to stop the travel. Yeah, we're the only ones getting penalised for that now.
Okay, so can I just throw in a hypothetical here?
Yeah.
Let's say, and obviously God forbid this ever happens, let's say our country becomes a war-torn country.
Yeah.
And we become victims of war.
Yeah.
And we're trying to flee.
Yeah.
What happens? Like, people aren't going to take us in because we're not taking other people in.
But no. See, that's a ridiculous argument because say we're in a war. England. that probably means NATO's in a war, so the whole of Europe will be in a war-torn state. But I'll play up to your question. No problem at all. How long have we been allowing refugees and people with war come in the country?
You know all the answers.
Say for about I think it's about 30, 40 years. So we don't really question it. It's like, oh yeah, come in. Here's a house. Devil advocate. If we're doing the same, we'd have to. So how, for example, people that come from the Middle East, you've seen them. They have to get through Italy, through Spain or France, whatever. Then they come here because there's more benefits for them here than there is elsewhere. But they can still go elsewhere. They just know here gives you the most bang for your buck. You know what I mean? So for us, I would go to the place where I get more bang for my buck. So at the very moment, I could not tell you where I would go because I have no idea where I would go. But you'd find out where to go. Do you know what I mean? Because there's enough softies in the world, no offence, like us as a country, that would just let people in. You know what I mean? So your question would be wherever everyone else is going, because that's pretty much what happens there.
But again, does that not then feed into the sheep mentality?
There you go then. That's what I'm saying.
So would you not want to
break it?
Get out of that mentality and go, well, everyone else is going there. Why the fuck do I want to... So, and this is a very different point altogether.
Yeah.
But the reason that I don't want to go to places like Australia, Bali, all of that is because it's like, it's just going to basically be the UK point too.
Yeah.
Like, if I went to Sydney tomorrow,
yeah,
the amount of people, specifically from Kings Heath, that I would
probably see, yes.
It's like, I'm leaving this country
to get away from you.
To get away from you fuckers. I'm here and I'm seeing you fuckers. So it's like, for the migration thing, why would you want to go somewhere where you're going to see all the fuckers that you've just got?
It's like a control takeover. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, people are leaving England to go to Australia because the culture is what they're used to. Intrinsically, we both know it's racist, yeah? But they know over there, they think that it's more like the UK they're used to. Bear in mind, it's exactly the same as here. Whereas if me and all you and all my friends were going to fucking this country, I'm going there because it's like me and my friends in that country. You know what I mean?
I get that. You know,
that's
I guess
what it is.
If it's your friends, like that's fine. But
that's exactly
for me, it's like if my friends, I don't know, like
if they all decided to go to we're going to Qatar, you'd be like, what the fuck would all of that for? Do you know what I mean?
But then I guess for me, it's like, let's say all the people on this road, for example, if they all chose to go to this country, I'm not going to that. No. I'm sick of seeing you fuckers every single day.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying with this immigration. That's all they're doing. They're going where their friends are, which mate, you can't knock it. But the only problem I have is, I wish we were doing it somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, say if we get into a war, where would you want to go? Because everyone fucking hates us. Like
that's the problem. Everyone hates us.
But then the same thing is, and we hate them. You know what I mean? Because they hate us, we hate them. But really, like, the Scottish don't want to not be here.
Do you know where I'd go? Luxembourg.
Why? Because you have a chance of winning Euro Millions. No, Eurovision.
Yeah,
Eurovision.
I don't even talk. No, because to be fair, I've done a bit of research on Luxembourg, and it's like quite a nice. Transport's free there. It just looks like a nice country.
What countries or languages speak?
So this is actually crazy, and this is real life. So they speak French and German, but they also speak Luxembourgish. That is an actual language.
Luxembourgish?
In Luxembourg, they speak... Because they're basically on the border between France and Germany. So they speak French and German as, like, you know, two of their languages. But the other language they speak is Luxembourgish.
Well done.
It's such a ChatGPT-ass country.
Oh my god, it's factual. Well done, Jamie.
It's a trilingual country. Because, again, they're like, in between France and Germany. So they speak French and German. But also fucking Luxembourgish.
Oh,
what kind of language is that?
Average.
Doesn't sound real.
Luxembourg.
Also, do you want to know what the capital of Luxembourg is?
What?
Luxembourg.
Oh, fair play.
Where are you from? Luxembourg. And what do you speak? Luxembourgish. See.
The highest average wage in the European Union?
So I'd probably move there.
Let's go.
But also, not many people know about Luxembourg, so it's like,
that's
if I
what I'm
move
saying.
there, you know, everyone else is going to go fucking Australia or whatever. I'm going to go to Luxembourg. Yeah, okay, it might be a bit cold because it's in Europe, but I'm sweet. I've got big coats.
Oh, the income tax can go to 42% now. Jesus.
That's alright. It seems like a nice place.
Yeah, you don't mind that. If transport's free.
I would learn Luxembourgish.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I wonder what Luxembourgish. I've run. Well, mate, you're having to learn 2 languages to live there. Put up 3 because you have to learn Luxembourgish.
Well, I guess you could probably get by. Like, you wouldn't have to learn all 3. Like, if you knew French, if you knew German,
Yeah.
you'd probably be fine. But they also speak Luxembourgish. So I feel like you don't need to know all 3. It's kind of like, these are languages they speak. Know at least one of them.
Yeah.
I think.
What do you think about Poland?
I don't think what one.
Oh.
What in terms of
What their stance on immigration?
I don't.
Violent. I think an immigrant like tried to race through the border, killed a police officer or a security, what the fuck they called it. There's shit on site now.
Oh.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I really hope to God this country never ever allows guns. Because that would just.
I truly believe, these the immigrants that have been allowed in and they're stationed across the thing. I think it's controlled for I'm a conspiracy theorist.
You are a conspiracy
Yeah,
theorist.
but I do think. Where's the women and children? That's what my only question. That's my only gripe about the whole situation, about the whole shebang. Where's the women and children? Because all I ever see outside these hotels, there's one by Tamworth Snowdown. It's always men. Never seen kids and women.
What, who are like protesting?
Nah, that have come over.
Because in those kind of cultures, like women aren't as important, so like they're probably not the ones that are going to be
Allowed.
Yeah, or they can barely drive in their own countries. Like they're not going to be allowed to.
So why would you want to import? Devil's advocate again. Why would you want to import the third world? That's so. For example, yeah, Iran before USA got involved, women were allowed to wear like what we wear. Then the Iranian regime came into place and they had to wear the traditional Muslim clothes. Would you see that as regression or just following religion? Because I really don't know how to. I think religion as a whole needs to be abolished because it sets good precedents. Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be like fully abolished because I think some elements of religion give people comfort. Whether people actively believe in, God or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
I think there are elements of religion that do give people that comfort. It's like they can hang on to that thing of like there's something there that I can believe in because everyone wants something or someone to believe in.
Yeah.
So,
what do you believe in?
Obviously, I was born and raised a Catholic. I've been to Catholic primary and secondary school, so I believe in God.
Yeah.
But I probably would say that I'm not a practicing Catholic. Yeah. I don't go to church, but I do pray sometimes.
Yeah.
Whether that's some agnostic people or atheists might be like, that's stupid, there's nothing there. I choose to believe there's something there because that gives me that comfort of like, okay, I'm going to talk to God, I'm going to pray to God, I'm going to see if God can help
see
me.
what's popping.
So that's what I think I'm a more spiritual person than a religious person, but I do have that element of like, I do believe in God and in religion. So I don't think that religion as a whole should be abolished, but I think just live and let live, man. Let people do what they want to do, man.
See, my personal belief, I believe in God, but I also think that every religion is kind of similar, pretty much, And
in a roundabout way.
Yeah, in a roundabout way. Like obviously, Jesus is in the fucking Judaism. He's in Christianity and he's in Islam.
Just like different,
versions and the rest of it. I just think they're all like stories of the past which have happened because pretty much in every society there's a mention of a big flood. So I think that every religion and all that comes down to like a few people's versions of events.
That's the thing, it's interpretation, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
You believe that the flood happened like this. I believe that the flood happened like this, and through the years, those interpretations have kind of just like
blossomed into different things.
Yeah.
And I think that there was like an old Graham Hancock. If you want to listen to it, Ancient Apocalypse, Graham Hancock. You can watch. Honestly, watch that. Then we can do a podcast on that. I think there. So you know how the pyramids and all the rest of it. There was a society that we've gone into computer IT. The cloud. Mm-hmm. We've gone into a different way of technology. But there must have been a previous society, civilization, which went into like stonemasonry, which became masters of that, and that's how you get your XYZ pyramids and shit.
Yeah.
But I think the religion was never a thing. It's just similes and metaphors of how you should treat each other from an ancient civilization, which you could say aliens.
I just find it interesting how, you know, you've got people who are devout Catholics, or maybe not even devout Catholics, but people who talk about all the time, in the Bible it says this, in the Bible it says that, but they're still actively horrible to people. And,
Yes.
you know, the Bible says love thy neighbour. So,
Or treat thy neighbour as yourself. You know what I mean?
So these people that are so harsh on immigrants and, you know, people that look different to them, well, that's not loving their neighbour.
No.
That's not treating their neighbour as thyself.
Not at all.
It's the same with, like, people always try and give the argument of, oh, well, it's a sin to be gay in the Bible. Number one, it never says anything about being gay in the Bible. But if you want to talk about sins, it also says in the Bible,
Selfish, isn't it?
if you wear 2 items of clothing of different cloth, you're going to hell, right? I know a lot of people that do that, but they strategically miss that. For me, so I feel like there are elements...
Mate, the way clothes are made today, mixture of different clothes,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I think there are
That's
elements
just
of
insane.
religion that should be revised or looked at, but I don't think religion as a whole should be abolished, because again, it does kind of give that comfort of, like, I believe in this thing, whether it's this God or this version of God or whatever, I believe in something. So I think religion can be good, but there are elements of religion that I think need to be looked at and revised in order for society to kind of, like, thrive and for us to be able to, like, live coherently somewhat. Personally.
Never gonna happen. We can't change the world.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I could, I would,
But you can't.
I'm only a little person, so I don't actually have the ability to do that.
Just got never won the lotto. 10 guaranteed millionaires as well. I won fuck all. £1, sorry. £1.
So you did win the lottery, just not much in the lottery.
I spent £50. That's 99% basically.
Well, let's see what happens with the football tomorrow and if this bet actually works out.
What is the bet for? Read it out to the fans. We place a £10 bet to get £30 free. So I'll have to get in touch with Lewis once it settles. But
So, my bet... Oh, log in to see your bets.
you should have put remember me and sign in with Face ID and that.
Please put the right password, because... Okay. So, Reiss has put a bet on that says England to qualify, both teams to score, over 2 goals, over 6 corners, both teams to receive 2+ cards. I don't know about all this. Elliot Anderson, 1 fouls, 1. Okay. Edson Alvarez, 2 tackles. Eric Lira, 1 tackle. And then over 2.5 offsides.
Yeah.
What? Mexico, England. So we've put a stake on for £10 and potential return £460.
Lovely stuff.
So, who knows?
Not me. I ain't got a fucking clue.
But it also says here to cash out £10.
Don't do that.
I'll cash my £10 right back out. But yeah,
But yeah, thank you everyone for listening.
let us know what you think about all of our discussions. Obviously, we've spoken about quite a lot of different things, but I think for the most part, you know, people probably agree with some things we said and maybe disagree with some things. But keep it respectful, keep it cute. I'm not about to have any sort of fucking race war anywhere.
I don't want to. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, keep it cute, keep it pretty, and we'll see you on the next one. See you later.